Hey Chase, how's it going?
It's going well. How's it going, Ian?
Good, good. First question, lighthearted. How is Zeus doing?
Zeus is doing really well. Yeah, he's definitely a highlight of every day waking up because, for him, it's every day is a gift. You could tell. Wake up, get some kibble. Great.
He must miss you while you're at practice now and doing all of this.
Yeah, he does. Luckily, I have an awesome dog sitter in Karen that'll come by, take him, and he'll get to play with other dogs in the woods. And so I'll get pictures throughout the day of Zeus just like running around, having a time. It's great.
Nice. Kind of a football question for you. I remember after the game last week, you said this offseason's kind of been like you versus you. And that stuck out to me. Why is that a new mindset for you? And how did that kind of come about these past couple months?
Yeah, that's a very valid question, obviously, considering I did say that, and obviously I still very much believe that. A lot of these things I'm not technically allowed to talk about because they deal with things that fall into the category of things I'm not allowed to talk about as a Patriot. But I've had to go through a lot. I feel like this off season, and I feel like that's really helped me grow. If anything, I feel like being challenged and having to meet, this other part of yourself only brings out and introduces you to things and concepts that you otherwise would have never been exposed to. So I'm just enjoying the process. It's like, honestly, it's like that some days are better than others, like anything, but I really do, feel that it all comes back to a belief in yourself, number one, and two, just going and putting in the work and that's it. And just operating from a place of, how can I contribute? How can I add value to whatever it is that I do, any relationships, anything that I do. So
next question, Alan Siegel, followed by Evan Lazar.
Thanks, Stacy. Chase, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well. How's it going, Alan?
Great, thanks. You've always talked about learning from people and picking things up. And Josh just talked about the fact about the people that weren't here last year that are here this year that he's learned from. So I'm imagining that you've picked up things from those people that weren't here last year. And how much more comfortable has that made you in terms of picking up things that you know now going ahead into this season where you weren't maybe here last year?
I'm a little confused by your question. You're saying how much, based off of the influx of new guys coming in, have I learned?
Yeah, and how has that made you more comfortable going into this year, proceeding from this point on?
Okay, got you. Yeah, there's obviously been a great addition of of a lot of new Patriots, and with that, a lot of very smart people that are good at what they do. And I believe that I operate on the impression that it doesn't really matter, going back to my original statement about you versus you, it doesn't matter, my status in any regard. It doesn't matter my injuries or it doesn't matter, like all that stuff doesn't mean anything, because it's like, as long as I can perceive and as long as I can focus and hone in on whatever it is that's in front of me and listen and learn. There's new things that I can add to my skill set and raise the tide of the whole team, and obviously individually speaking. And what's cool is that, with that wisdom or with that knowledge learned, it's like I can pass it on to other people and I can contribute on the back end. So it becomes this mutual contribution of sorts. And that's what makes it fun, is that you go to work with people that are passionate about what they do and are eager to learn and contribute to those around them.
Great. Thanks. Sorry, I didn't ask the question originally to make it clear.
No worries at all, Alan. Thank you.
Next question, Evan Lazar, followed by Zach Cox.
Hey, Chase, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Evan. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. There was a report over the summer that said that you had spoken to Rob Ninkovich a little bit, and he had kind of suggested maybe putting on some weight and getting a little bit sturdier. And I'm not sure if that ended up happening in your off-season training or anything, but how do you feel you're doing this year in terms of setting the edge of the defense? And do you feel a little bit stouter out there?
Yeah, I definitely feel very stout. I feel stronger than ever. I'm just doing whatever I can do. I don't think I personally feel confident in my abilities to do whatever it is that I put my mind to, including setting the edge. I feel confident in playing football. I've been doing it for quite some time now. And, if my number's called and I'm asked to do an assignment, I'm going to, do the assignment as, to the best of my ability. And that's really what it comes down to. Certain things out of my control, bring things back to what I can control. And that's working hard, paying attention, and that's it. So trying to learn, trying to be my best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We have two final questions, Zach Cox and George Bletch.
Chase, I got to ask you, what was the inspiration behind the beard?
I really don't know. Honestly, I didn't think I could grow a beard like this, and I started growing out, and it was kind of reminiscent of a Viking, so I just rolled with it.
It's pretty impressive. Nice work. I also wanted to ask you about Josh Uche, obviously a guy that you've known for quite a while. Just how have you seen him come along and develop in the year plus now that he's been with you with the Patriots?
Yeah, he's definitely coming along. He is he's a great player. Otherwise he wouldn't be on the on our team, and it's awesome working with Josh. He comes out, gives it what he can, and it's been fun. It's been a real pleasure working with Josh, and yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Chase.
Thank you.
And looks like the last question will be George Bletch.
You got it, Stacy. Thank you, sir. Chase, Josh did mention your name when I asked him if any particular teammates have helped him get better this offseason. Is there anyone that you've leaned on to help you improve for this season and throughout the offseason? And if so, how have they helped you, whether it's with your game on the field or off the field?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things, obviously, going back to last year that I knew I needed to focus on. Some of those consisted of balance. I worked a lot with, I mentioned last week about PJ up in Portsmouth. I felt like, just developing my core strength, getting those things right. But, in terms of players, I'd say it has to, it goes back to everybody, to bring it back to Josh Uche. It's like there's little tiny tidbits of things that I can learn from not only, people on my team, just from like daily contributions, from what they're talking about in the film room or what I'm seeing on the film room. But it's like, I try to be a sponge with whatever, like, this is just my mindset. I'm a very, growth-minded individual. It's like I've learned about games from watching Clay Matthews. I learned about change of direction from Jadeveon Clowney. I learned about get off from Von Miller. I've learned about certain things and try to take aspects of how people do things great at whatever it is they put their mind to, and apply that to my own pursuits, because there's a lot of similarities more so than differences.
Perfect. Thanks, Chase. And I think the hair comp to Clay Matthews would be perfect too.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
Thank you, Chase. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.